If two words can instantly bring back pure childhood stress, it's these two. Water Temple. Nintendo handed us a masterpiece that literally invented how modern 3D action games play, but they also trapped us in one of the most agonizing, confusing levels ever put on a cartridge. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was pure fantasy magic, brilliant world design, and occasionally, absolute mental torture. It wasn't just another hit game, it was the exact blueprint every developer in the late 90s secretly tried to copy. Before this game dropped, moving a camera around a player character in a 3D space was an absolute disaster. Nintendo solved that overnight by inventing Z-targeting, letting you lock your focus onto an enemy, circle around them, and actually feel like a skilled sword fighter. Stepping out of Kokiri Forest and running onto Hyrule Field for the very first time was a core gaming memory. The day-night cycle, the scale of the world, and the sheer dark shift in tone when you pulled the Master Sword and traveled 7 years into a ruined future gave the story massive emotional weight. Plus, making music a core gameplay mechanic, actually playing specific notes on your N64 controller to change the weather, summon your horse, or warp across the map was flat-out genius. But as much as everyone worships this title, nobody can pretend those mechanics didn't test our absolute sanity. Navigating the Water Temple felt like a full-time job. You had to constantly raise and lower water levels, search every dark corridor for one tiny missing key hidden under a random block, and pause the game every 5 seconds just to equip and unequip those heavy iron boots. And then, of course, you had your companion, Navi. You're trying to focus on a complex puzzle or enjoy the atmospheric soundtrack, and every 10 seconds you hear that high-pitched, piercing voice shouting, "Hey, listen, look!" You couldn't mute her, you couldn't skip her, and that exact sound effect is permanently burned into our brains forever. Yet, despite the clunky N64 menu swapping, the frustrating boot physics, and a fairy that wouldn't shut up, Ocarina of Time remains an untouchable triumph. It balanced exploration, combat, item progression, and dungeon design so flawlessly that people are still speedrunning it, breaking its code, and dissecting its secrets decades later. It proved that 3D games could be deep, atmospheric, and unforgettable experiences rather than just cheap visual gimmicks. Ocarina of Time set a standard for third-person action games that very few titles have ever managed to hit since. Did you actually manage to clear the Water Temple all by yourself back on the N64? Or did you have to wait for a strategy guide or a friend to beat it for you? Tell me your worst Water Temple stories in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.